welcome back. All right, so today is Thursday and our theme of the day is Jungle Safari, as you guys know. So we're gonna go ahead and start with our devotion for the day.
All right.
Thank you. Okay, so today's devotion is actually, so today's devotion is from Psalms 113:3, and it says, "From the sunrise in the east to the sunset in the west, may the name of the Lord be praised." So it's very short, it's very simple, but the reason why we picked this verse today is because we're actually going to paint a sunset, but also to remind us that God's name is praised everywhere, that God matters everywhere and at all times, not only when we need Him, but we should also remember to be thankful. So when we pray, I think it should be, when we pray, we should remember not only to ask for things, but to be thankful for what He already gives us. So kind of an attitude of gratitude type of thing, especially with the wonderful things He leaves us in this beautiful world, or the scenery, I should say, because there's a lot of not beautiful things going on. But those beautiful things He leaves us are a reminder and a sign that He's always there. So for today's craft, in your baggies, you will find a paper with silhouettes, and if you didn't know what a silhouette is, it's basically the shape or outline of an object. In this case, safari animals and safari or jungle safari trees.
Kind of like when we did our shadow art.
Yes.
My outdoor activities.
Actually, very much like that. Very much like that. And you'll see that you have a bunch of popsicle sticks. Oop. You probably won't have that many, but you'll have several popsicle sticks. So the first thing you're going to do is grab your glue from your essentials kit, and you're going to line up 11 or 12 popsicle sticks like so, and then we're going to glue 2 other popsicle sticks across the 12. So I feel like 12 is kind of pushing it, but if you do want more width, you can definitely do the 12. You can straighten them out or leave them a little crooked. Either ways, it looks nice. So once you line up your 12, grab your other 2, open up your glue, and put a fair but thin line of glue going down. We don't want it to ooze out, and also we want it to dry fast, so that's part of why. And you're just going to push it down on one edge, and then you're going to do the same thing with the other popsicle stick, but on the opposite edge. And you have to wait for this to dry. So what we've just done is we've basically created our own canvas for painting. So this is a great way to, when you don't have anything to paint on, but you have popsicle sticks, you can use these. So press down. Whoop. And allow it to dry. So since we knew we were going to be doing this video, we had some pre-made ones ready to go that have already dried. So we're going to put these to the side, and we're going to go ahead and get right into the fun part. Ooh. Okay, so in your kit, you also got a paintbrush, and in your bigger bag, in the entire gift bag, you have paint. So the 3 colors you will need for this activity are red, yellow, and white. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the white. I'm going to dip 1/2 of the bottom edge in red and the other half in yellow, like this. So you'll see that I have red and yellow, right? So the next step is to basically brush these colors across, and I think it makes more sense to have the red on top and the yellow on the bottom, just because that's how I perceive sunsets to be. But if you want yours the other way around, it's okay. And the cool part about this is, if you know anything about colors and color math, as I like to call it, red plus yellow equals orange. So yes, so once you sweep across, you'll see that it kind of creates kind of creates this effect and it's so beautiful. And I'm gonna just go back down and do the same thing. Just blending across. And you'll see that some of it disappears, but that's okay. Without rinsing, go back into your red. Same thing, one corner red, the other corner or half yellow, and then we're just going to repeat this little process. And you're going to cover a little bit of your white section, which is totally okay, it's not a big deal. It's gonna have to happen anyways. Please note that acrylic paint does not wash off of clothing, at least not that I know of, so be careful. If you're getting too much red, just go back into the yellow by itself, and before it dries out, just create little yellow streaks in there. Want a little bit more? I'm gonna do this type of thing. You could add little stripes of yellow across the red while it's still, ooh, 70 years is gorgeous. She's doing like an ombre effect, so you can definitely do that. That looks way more safari-ish. So I'm gonna rinse my red off of the brush, and I'm going to go in with just yellow. And I want my streaks to remain the same at the top, but I do want an ombre effect here at the bottom. So I'm gonna go ahead and paint this part all yellow at the bottom.
How far are we going down?
All the way down.
Oh.
All the way down. All yellow right here. And then kind of curve it inwards. And then this is just a little ombre effect we're getting. Remember, it's totally okay and somewhat necessary for you to go into the white. Not a big deal. All right. So I'm happy with the background that I've made, so I'm gonna go ahead and let that dry for a few minutes.
Oh, shoot. I think I'm gonna have it.
So while we wait for this to dry, I'm gonna share some fun facts about the jungle and safari or safari animals with you guys. Actually, just about some safari or jungle animals, period. So did you guys know that giraffes have blue tongues? I did not know this. And scientists say that the reason why giraffes have blue tongues is because since they're so high up and they're eating from up in way tall trees, their tongue needs protection from the sun. So that blueness in their tongue helps their tongue, it protects their tongue from the sun. So that's a really cool fact I didn't know. Lions are super sleepyheads. So if you're a sleepyhead, you might as well be a lion because these guys sleep 15 to 20 hours a day and they're mostly active at night. So they're pretty much asleep all day. So if you ever come across a lion, let that boy sleep.
Did you know that cats, they sleep 13 hours a day and they are actually nocturnal animals? They're your pets. That's why in the middle of the night they're zooming around everywhere, waking you up.
It probably comes from the lions, but
I think
probably
it's in that
feline, the feline aspect.
Canine's a doll.
That's funny. And another fun fact, well, it's not so fun, but I think it's like super cute. I think all animals are cute, but the chunky, chubby ones are just so extra cute. And baby elephants like to suck on their trunk the same way babies kind of like to suck their thumb. Baby elephants kind of curl up their trunk and they suck on it when they're soothing themselves or they need comfort. So I thought that was super cute. Because, you know, it's like a baby thing that babies do. But if you do suck your thumb after a certain age, it's not good for your teeth if you have teeth. So just a little FYI. So my background is still drying. I'm gonna let it dry. While that dries, because it's not done drying all the way, I'm going to pick the silhouettes that I want on my canvas from this paper, and I'm gonna start cutting them out. If you don't want any of these, you can always use a marker and draw your own. But this is just, I just like to do this. I'm gonna pick this one because I think it's the easiest one to cut out. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start cutting it out using the scissors in my essentials kit. here's what I got. Kind of left my tree a little bit thin, but that's okay. When I glue it, it'll be okay. So I'm gonna put this down. And it's not dry all the way at the top because my layers were pretty thick up there, but down here it is pretty dry. I want to emphasize my sun. So I'm gonna rinse out my brush. And I'm gonna go back in with the white and kind of make like a circle. And if you want it to be yellow, you can add yellow. If you want to leave it white like that, you can do that too, because there are times when the sun does look white. And if you don't want a sun, that's okay, you don't have to have one. But that's my little sunset. And I'm not gonna wait for this part to dry because the paint's gonna help it stick. So now that I'm done with my paint, I'm gonna put it to the side. And I think for this one, it would be best to use your glue stick, but you can also use liquid glue. So Stephanie will demonstrate with the glue stick and I will demonstrate with the liquid glue. Again, with the liquid glue, as always, don't overdo it because, especially on paper, because it'll wrinkle it up and we don't want that. But do spread it out enough to where most edges are covered so they'll stick down. Oh, you could do that. That's a good idea, Summer. Stephanie's doing one piece at a time. That's a smart way of doing it easier. So now that I've got my glue on here, I'm gonna pick where I want it, where I want the silhouettes to lay. I want them right on the bottom and right in the middle. So, oh no, I got red paint over here. And just press, press, press. Be careful not to pick up the white paint and get on your silhouette because I just did that by accident. I also got some red on my yellow and I didn't want that there. So I'm gonna go ahead and just pick up a little yellow and hide that. So if you did kind of get into your silhouette with paint, if you have a marker, go ahead and color it. I'm gonna leave mine as is, and that's pretty much it for today's craft, you guys. So this is the result of today's craft, Jungle Safari craft. I hope you guys liked it and that you guys really enjoyed it. All right, we'll see you next time.
Bye.